good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Island Rides. I'm here with my boy Skylar. We snuck out of the house, quarantined ourselves in the car, going on a little drive today just to stretch the legs of our car, or not our car, just to stretch the leg of his car. We've been wanting to do this, or we actually did this video once before, but we had to cut it short and I felt like it wasn't good enough, so we're reshooting it again since we both have the time off. So Skylar, what are we driving in today?
1991 NSX.
So this car is something special only because I was able to witness Skylar in picking up this car, and this car was literally like a one of a kind type of buy. That was what, 2 years ago already, yeah?
December 2018.
Yeah? December.
It was a quick buy.
Yeah,
very quick.
It was a very quick buy. So all right, let's tell everybody how this car came to be. December 2018.
I saw a car that came up on Facebook earlier that day. Went to work that night. Oh, Craigslist car.
Craigslist, yeah, it was Craigslist.
Saw a Craigslist car that came up earlier in the day. Went to work. Lance was working that night. Told Lance about it.
And then, being that I was like, oh, let me just go see if this guy's legit. So we hit up the guy, we hit up the previous owner, and you know, just by wondering like, okay, are you really selling it? And this guy, we've been texting this guy and he never answered, so we thought it wasn't legit. And then just so happened he calls me back and he goes, hey, sorry, I've been getting a lot of calls about the car, but as you know, we're in Maui, and like people were pretty much saying that, oh, they're gonna come check out the car. So I told him, and I said, hey, this guy's legit. He's just that he's been getting his phone bombed. And then his famous response is,
let's do this.
yeah. And just like that. So we got done at work that night, and it was such a big impulse buy that we actually went to Yanagi Sushi just to have dinner. And then we're like, okay,
Discuss the plans.
Yeah, we're trying to discuss the plans because just so happened, you know, we actually somehow had the same day off.
Which was the next day.
Yeah, which was the next day. So we booked our flight to Maui that early morning. It was like 1
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We booked it for a flight at what, 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Yeah. 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then the funny thing was, he made it to Maui before I did. I actually overslept. So when he called me, he's like, where are you? He was already in Maui at the bank and I was still sleeping. So I caught the next flight out to Maui. And you know, being that we're only right there in Islands, you know, it only takes like 45 minutes. It's just like driving from the west side of Oahu to town. So we get to Maui, I pick up the car, pick him up at the bank. We called the guy, we're like, hey, we're here, we're on Maui. And still, I guess he was kind of in disbelief, but he and his friend,
so are we.
Yeah. So the previous owner and his friend both came down. We met them at a shopping mall. And I guess the previous owner wasn't expecting to make a deal that day, but we told him, we're like, yo, if we're gonna come here, we're gonna get the car. And shout out to Respect Most. he was actually filming his end of the deal. He's another YouTuber, another film guy. He's located in California. It was very cool to meet him too. But he was actually good friends with the previous owner, and he was filming his end of pretty much the whole sale. So that day, like the previous owner, he was just like in disbelief. But I was just hyped because we was finally able to pick up something that Skylar's been wanting for a long time. And then
these cars don't go for sale very often. So
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
gotta jump on it.
Oh yeah. Like it's hard to find at a right price, and for that price, that we're not gonna say how much we bought it for.
And from the right owner.
And yeah, of course, from the right owner too. Like the previous owner has a well collection of cars, so we know he took care of his cars. But for the price, you can't beat it. Like a fraction. We'll just say that, a fraction of what we got it for. But so we shipped the car.
We drove it down to the docks that day with the intention of dropping it off and shipping it home. Unfortunately, Matson doesn't sail out every day. We had to wait another week just to ship the car out.
And then the week turned into what, 2 weeks?
About a week and a half was when I finally was able to pick up the car back here. I was having withdrawals, but it was a nice early Christmas present.
Oh yeah, oh my god, that was crazy. And then after we finished the deal, you know, we had some celebratory drinks. We went up to Haleakala, came back down, went straight to drinking. I don't think that was a good idea, but it was whatever. We was in Maui for one day.
Made the most of it.
Yeah, we had to make the most of it. You guys are gonna see in the upcoming videos, but actually there's more to the story of the NSX, and with this guy especially. But you guys are gonna see that in the next video.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, because oh my gosh, we got some big plans, guys. Really big plans for 2020. And just to address everybody too, I hope everybody is being safe at this time. I know we're supposed to be on shutdown, or lockdown I should say, but you know, guys, find a way to get some fresh air. This is our way of getting some fresh air, with some exhaust in the way too. But hey, I mean, dude, this thing is gonna be nuts. This car is gonna be nuts. Not COVID. We need that to end.
That we do.
A 91 NSX. So, just for everybody to get to know Skylar, he's a big Honda guy. And how many Hondas have you owned?
I was into Integras before. Went through quite a few. Probably contributed to the shortage of Integras now. Sorry, guys.
So in total, about how many Integras have you had?
At least 10.
And how many have you chopped up? Because I remember you mentioned that before, that you would chop up some just for parts. You'd buy it whole but take it for parts.
If I saw a car I wanted certain parts from, I bought the whole car. Either took it apart or resold it. So at least a few cars.
Damn, boy.
And I bought one.
And what was the main purpose for the tags? Just cruiser / racer, giddy up, yeah.
Sports cars.
Yeah. You never had any other Hondas though. It was just all tags throughout the whole time. Or have you had other stuff?
All tags.
Oh. Damn. Well, we haven't really. It's been 2 years since we've picked up the car. Honestly, from when we picked it up, we never actually did anything to it yet.
No work yet. Work was planned. Then
stuff came along.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna see it. We just can't say it right now. But let's just going off of what the car has now. So as you guys can hear, the exhaust is The exhaust sounds pretty good. It's not obnoxious, but it's still kind of throaty, and it's pretty good for a V6. And
We'll get onto the freeway in a moment.
Yeah, when we hit it on the freeway, you can really hear the exhaust. So let's go down the build list so far. Pride V2 exhaust, Wed Sport wheels, staggered 18 in the front, 19s in the back. I really think just the way that the car looks from the side angle, it looks super long. But then when you see it driving, especially like on a front side view, the way that it glides on the road, it looks so nice.
Rear view looks nice too. So I've been told.
Yeah. It's kind of like an arrow, because in the front it's super narrow, but then it widens out when you hit it towards, or when you actually look at it towards the back. Oh, that scrape though. If you guys can hear that scrape, we're sitting on some TN coilovers as well. What else is done to this? Of course, Skylar got the Momo steering wheel, easy release. But this car, especially for the time that it came out, it was way ahead of its time.
It was meant to compete with the supercars at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a supercar. It's Honda's only mid-engine car. Well, actually, I shouldn't say only. It's Honda's first mid-engine car.
Looks good for a 30-year-old car.
Oh yeah, for a 30-year-old car, this car looks really good. And as you guys can tell, I'm suffocating in these seats. This car is not meant for a 6-foot, 280-pounder. I can barely fit in these seats. These bride seats, I'm sure they're comfortable for all you smaller guys, but for me, no, not for me, bro. I just like regular stock seats, the nice comfy seats. But man, so cosmetic wise, this car has aftermarket, of course, aftermarket wheels, aftermarket spoiler, aftermarket side skirts,
lip kit,
front lip kit, and rear. Oh no,
that's many rear spoilers.
Front lip kit, that's for sure. But honestly,
and it's red.
Yeah, and it's red. Hands down, the nicest color for an early generation NSX.
It grows on you.
I don't think any. Yeah, you're not a fan of. I'm not a fan of red either. But for this color,
it wasn't the first color I would have thought I would have wanted, but
yeah,
I truly enjoy the red.
It grows.
I wouldn't want it any other way at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when if it's the original paint, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So you picked up the NSX. Other than the Acura or Honda, what would be the next car you get?
I've always been a fan of older generation cars. I would always pick up older generation cars rather than a newer one where I could just drop the money into this car and it would be much better, less common than any car that you can pick up today. This car or the other car is my future car. We'll do another video when we get that one too.
Yeah.
But future car in a few years we'll be importing R34.
Yee! Give us a few years,
ifs,
guys.
ands, or buts.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts.
No,
it's good. We say it on video because we speak it to existence.
no compromises.
Yeah, no compromising. We ain't settling for So our plan is that one day we're gonna go to Japan, or if we can find somebody to export it for us down here, is to pick up a R34 GTR. We are trying to be the first ones on Oahu to do it, but we'll see how that goes.
We got to go up there to drive it.
Yeah, I want to test drive it, that's for sure. The way this car feels, it feels really balanced.
50-50 weight distribution helps.
Yeah, you can really tell when it's 50-50 distributed weight, especially when you pound it. You don't feel the front or the back give. And granted, I mean,
more than enough power for a 30-year-old car.
Yeah, it's more than enough power. 290, 300, just to say. 300 horses for a 30-year-old car. Man.
That weighs, it's made out of aluminum, so
yeah,
weighs next to nothing.
So just to give everybody more context throughout island rides, other than cars, I kind of want to showcase people. So we're not going to name names, or just for privacy purposes, but if people don't know that you're a GM for a well-known corporate company here on Oahu, so kind of I guess explain to everybody, like, as a GM, or actually let's go back more back in time with that. Did you go to school to get into management and move your way all the way up to become a general manager?
Being in the restaurant industry, I didn't go that route. In the restaurant industry, it evolves so quickly and things are always coming up that are new. What worked for me was the experience, being hands-on, learning it, adapting, and to me I came out a little bit ahead.
So starting, you don't have to say where, but what position did you start off as, and how long did it take you to actually get your foot in the door as a managerial
I did the way
position?
I would have wanted to do it. No matter what, I would have wanted to work my way up. Management obviously was one of my end goals, but definitely I would have wanted to work my way up. I would have wanted to have started at the top even if I went to school for it.
Yeah.
Reason being is you don't really get to know what's going on if you don't work the different positions. So I did start off with serving, busing, hosting, helps too, things like that. So I've worked all different positions in a restaurant. I haven't ever officially worked in the back of house, but I have helped fill in. That gives you a lot of experience in running a restaurant if you know what's going on. It gives you a lot of respect from everyone that they know that you've been where they've been. When one of my personal mantras when running the restaurant is all the decisions that you make for your team, you want to make sure they know that their well-being is always in the back of my mind when I make a decision.
So being a GM of especially in a corporate company, not just like a small mom and pop shop, but actually of a corporate company.
Still only local and family owned.
It's local, yeah, but considered corporate, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's not yeah.
So as a GM, just for everybody to kind of understand, like, how many hours on average do you put in? Because it ain't just a regular 40-hour job, like, like a regular person. But how many hours do you, like, on average?
In the restaurant industry, some of our busiest days and times are obviously going to be during the core hours of lunch and dinner, weekends, holidays. So as a general manager, or as a manager in general in a restaurant, you want to make sure you're there for that, so that way you know what's going on. How can you run a restaurant if you're not there for the busiest times? I can put in up to 45-50 hours a week or more depending on the occasion and situation.
And being that regular working people, majority of them, they work just a regular like daytime job. But it does, what people don't understand is that it takes a lot of sacrifice. And it doesn't have to be like in just restaurant job period, but when you move higher up in, of course, the corporate ladder, you're gonna have to make more sacrifices in a way.
Free time, yes, does get sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
Key times, especially if your friends are not in the restaurant industry. If I have friends that work 9 to 5 jobs, yes, it is harder for us to meet up. Working on the weekends, working in the evenings, but it's all worth it in the end if you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. If you love what you do,
and either way, you're always gonna make it work out.
Yeah.
Hang out with the people you need to, or get whatever you need to get done. There's always other responsibilities we have other than just work.
oh yeah,
It's more than just making sure everyone's doing what they should be doing, the team. It's also making sure the guests are having a good time. And restaurant to me is a great industry to be in. It's a job where you can manage with a clean conscience because you know everyone's on the same page. The team wants to take just as good care of the guests as management does because we want the guests to return. We want them to have a good time because that's how the team makes money. That's how the restaurant makes money. Keeps us all employed.
yeah.
Everyone's on the same page.
And one thing that I learned too, as far as when you work in a food and beverage / hospitality kind of environment, customer service has to be like way up there. If not, that's probably one of the main priorities in that type of industry is customer service.
Customer service and the product is also very important.
Yep.
Sometimes you can offset product with guest service, but the place that we work at has both, thankfully.
Yeah.
And that's something you always want to strive for, set yourself apart.
Yeah. Challenge your standards, guys. I honestly think that's partially where it comes from. Is you uphold a business, you uphold your work, and you uphold the product to a high standard.
Very true.
And in return,
And yourself.
yeah, and of course, as you know, working adults, when you hold yourself to a higher standard, you know, you don't shortcut things, and you always try to put out the best quality of work possible. And I think that's what a lot of people need to or should learn, is trying to actually not half-ass things and actually do the best job that you can. You know.
Correct.
I really appreciate the time. We don't get to actually kind of do all this kind of stuff often, but always going for a drive is a good thing. Clears the mind, you know.
Can't stay cooped up in your house all day. Every
Yeah, you can't stay cooped up in the house, man. That's just crazy. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of Island Rides. I know that, you know, we can't really do much. We can't go out and explore, but the main thing is that you guys all be safe, and I'm gonna be here to try and showcase other rides of Oahu. Man, this car, we got plans for this car, but we're gonna put that on hold for something else, and again, we're gonna show that to you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Challenge your standards.